Welcome to Stretch. Today we're going to do a back and hip modality, and it's going to be mostly focused through the hips. We're going to get a lot of back stretching done as well. At the beginning, there's going to be a lot of folded leg, staggered leg thing. So if you can't fold your legs like this, and a lot of people can't, take one in front of the other and try to separate them a little, because it's coming over from the side that's important that they need to be staggered. So having it out like that is not going to work. So whatever you can do to create a stagger would be great. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start by sitting on our sit bones, up nice and high, push into the floor a little bit, kind of lift yourself up and come on down to the sit bones. We're going to start with a side stretch away from the right hip. This is going to be my right. So whatever side you start with, just translate that in your head. So you're going to take an inhale up and come on over to the other side. Now, one of the things we're going to do is put the arm in front so that we can roll that shoulder back a little bit so we can really pull out of that hip. Now, a lot of things today are going to be 5 breaths long, including this stretch. So keep planting that glute down. Let's do the breathing, slow and steady. And then inhale and exhale yourself back up. Great. Now, one of the things I want to make sure that we understand today, that we're not tugging or pushing or creating power moves. We're kind of going into the stretch, making the stretch extend on its own through the breathing, okay? So now we're going to go over to that again. Inhale, exhale, and then rotate. So this is a high rotation. Usually we're down by we're lower into the curl, but I want you to go high. It's going to get out of the hips, along the lats. The arm is pushing out to the corner of the room, taking this other hand and just holding your front ankle. Beautiful. Great. And just keep holding it. Nice. And then you're going to do a couple more breaths, and you're going to bring it back and down. Now let's take that right leg out. So now we're going to go over to the side where the leg is. A little bit of a flex here, which again is different from what we usually do. And again, I'm going to ask you to put your hand a little bit forward and your elbow a little bit into the thigh, because that's going to help us fall over into that stretch. Inhale and exhale. And again, plant those glutes. Don't let yourself roll forward. Make sure you're rolling that shoulder back. 5 breaths. The last one, and then you're going to take this hand that's down and bring it across. You're not moving anything yet. Reach. Nice little twist there. And then the hand comes behind, and we go into our spinal twist. Big inhale and exhale, lift up. Big inhale and exhale, and big inhale and exhale. Inhale to prepare. We're going to slide out to that leg and come on over again. Planting that hip down. Pull that shoulder back. 2 more breaths. And then rotate down. All right, even elbows to the floor. Do what you can. Let's try not to be crooked. Find, even if it's lifted, find that position down there. And then place your hands down, walk them in, and you're going to go over the other leg, trying to push your glute down on the back side. And push into it. Now we're going to something called deer, where the front leg goes to a 40 or 90 degree, and the back leg goes behind you to a 90 degree. So you've got that back leg and front leg. You put your hands behind you, and then you descend. Now, you could be up here in this. You can have your elbows bend a little bit, or you can get down onto your elbows. But what we don't want is this, the back leg to come up. So find the position where you get the stretch without sacrificing the form. So mine's kind of a demi bend. Some people can lie all the way down in this pose, but you can feel how it's getting the interior of the hip, which we don't get to do that much. So I really like this one. I'll start the breathing now. Yeah, it feels really good. And then push yourself up, not too quickly, and we're going to switch to the other side so that left leg comes in front. See how that works? All right, get yourself lifted up on your sit bones again, nice and high. And we're going to stretch out of that left side like we did on the other side. Hand to the front. Big inhale and exhale, arm over ear, roll that shoulder back. You create a little bit of pressure in the front. You just put your elbow into your thigh to make yourself come back once you bruise it. All right, starting the breathing. And then inhale back and exhale yourself back up. You're going to go back over for the rotation. It's a high rotation. Again, the hand is still in here. And inhale and exhale yourself back and rotate to center. Bring that arm down. The left leg goes out. And then we're coming over to that side. So inhale up and inside right here, keeping the glute down. We can feel that we have different stretch capabilities on each side, and that's cool. It's all right. 3 more breaths. Make sure you roll that upper body back. That, we talk about the anchor. This is also the alignment, right? We have to have these things in position or they're not going to get the stretch that we're hoping to get. All right, begin inhale and exhale, lower. Trying to keep those arms even. Just getting us warmed up for more fun ahead. Again, you don't have to push forward. I want you to just feel the breathing and gravity take you down. And then inhale up, and then we're going to do a little bit of child pose across that leg, the opposite bent leg. Nice job. Bring yourself up. You're going to put your hand over here just to begin and breathe. Look ahead. Don't look at the screen unless you don't know what we're doing. And then we're going all the way into that spinal twist. Lift up. Lift, lift, lift. I can feel you rolling down. Come on, pull it up. Beautiful job. Then we come back to the center. We go into that deer, straightening out that front leg, holding that back leg if you can, and then reach back. Now, how far down can you go? As far as I love feeling that interior hip stretch right where you get really where your psoas here, right? You really know where all those things are in relationship to like the hip flexor or the SI joint. Then we get that groin stretch. That feels amazing. And then bring yourself back up, and then we come back to center. Let's put ourselves into seated butterfly. Lift yourself out of your sit bones, walk your arms back. Just walk them back. Keep it nice and even, and then try to go down to your elbows. When you're there, you're going to take one leg across and hold it right there. You want to walk it just a little bit more to get a little bit more of a stretch. That's okay. One more breath. Bring it back to center. Then the other side. Then put those legs together. Push yourself into the floor. And I'm going to go to the side so you get to the next, I'll go this way. The next modality. We're going to do a seated pigeon right here. Pushing down into the thigh. Now, a lot of people can't do seated pigeon. We're going to end up doing this on the floor, so you can go right ahead and do it on the floor. The other thing I can invite you to do, let me see if I can find something, is put something behind your head so you don't feel like your neck or your head's going to fall back when we're in these lower positions. I'm just suggesting that you don't have to do that at all. All right, keeping that, you're going to take it all the way down. Put that behind my head. And then push on that thigh. Just going to stay right here for 5 breaths. Look straight up your ceiling fan. Take the other leg off the floor, thread that needle, and just pull it in. Feel a little bit of a hip spread here. Elbow into the thigh. Now, there's some options here. Cross the leg all the way over, and you can push to separate the knees, or you can grab by the ankles, and I think this is called shoelace, and just pull those ankles toward your hips. Again, you don't have to have anything under your head. It just kind of makes you not have to think about keeping that head in alignment. It just kind of automatically does it. All right, you probably know where we're going next. We're going to happy baby pose, and we'll bring it down. Now you can hold your toes, right, and bring it down, or the outside of your feet. If you use the outside of your feet, you put your elbows into your thighs to just apply a little bit more pressure, get a little bit more stretch on the outside of those hips. Beautiful job. You're going to release them up. You're going to sit yourself back up, and we're going to do exactly all of that. Right? So I'm never exact. On the other side. Yeah, right up here. Lift up, push into the thigh. If it's dropping over a little bit, I got to get it to lift so that it does put the pressure you want. And the more stretch you want, the more you walk that foot in. So if you walk that foot in, you don't feel that hip going, oh, now you're talking to me, right? Beautiful. Again, you can lie down to do this. You don't have to be in this lifted position, but I feel a different kind of activation and connection here, right? All right, let's take it down. Our pillows there. And you push into the thigh to begin. Beautiful. Then bring it off the floor and thread through. Again, you can push with your elbow. And then take the legs over, grab your ankles or hold at the knees, and just pull it down toward your hips. Feel that stretch. Top leg is the one that's going to give you the most stretch on this. Look right at that ceiling. Make sure your back is flat. You should feel that hip belt right across the mat. So there shouldn't be like a lifted side. It should all be in that hip belt. Both knees are facing the ceiling. This should feel, even though we're not yanking, kind of letting our body open up a little bit, you should feel this a little bit therapeutically, right? All right, let's go to our happy baby, wherever you want to put your hands. I like them again on the outside so I can push my thighs with my elbows. Release your legs to the floor, wide legs, and then windshield wiper, right? Side to side. Keep those shoulder blades down. We're taking it really slow so we can feel that extension of that hip. Good. It'll land every time. All right, let's bring it back to center. You're going to take one leg up, slide the other leg out to a slight flex. I want you to take the top leg across to the other side. And don't let it touch the floor yet. Press on the thigh, but not push. Just give it a little bit of energy. Inhale and exhale 5 times. Now give it a bend. And then when you come up, it's crossed over the other leg. And then drop that forward. Or drop it so that the leg you crossed is on the bottom. So you're going in the other direction. 5 breaths. Okay, extend that bottom leg. No, extend the top leg, take the bottom leg over the top and push it. Make sure it's long and slightly flexed and push into your thigh. All right, tuck the other leg under so you know what's happening next. Coming up into that seated cross. Now, there are a couple ways you could do this cross. You can flatten it, but for the hip, it's most effective if you walk that top leg out, just like we did with the shoelace, kind of pull at the ankles and pull yourself up, all right? And then we're going to breathe here, and then we're going to rotate toward the bottom leg. So hold on to the ankles first and do 5 breaths. Now rotate into that spinal twist. You're going to put your hand on that front ankle, the other hand behind you, and breathe into it. Lift up all the time. Inhale to prepare, exhale back to center, and then we're going to come all the way down again and do that on the other side. Okay. Straighten the other leg out, and bring the first leg up and take it across. Don't take it to the ground yet. I want you to feel the push. Make sure the shoulder stays down. And then lower it and let it cross over. And then again, we drop it toward the bottom leg this time. Feeling that hip stretch. Release the top leg and extend it. Bring the bottom leg across it and push into it. Tuck that leg under, bring yourself up, and try to bring it over the top if you can. Lift up. And then a rotation toward the bottom one. And inhale to prepare, exhale, bring it back in, and then bringing yourself back. We're coming over to tabletop. Okay, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, inhale, bottom and chin up. Exhale, curl up like a cat. We'll do 5 of these. Inhale, bottom and chin up. Exhale, curl up like a cat. Inhale, belly goes to the ground, but you're still pushing your belly button to spine. Shoulders come together and then they come apart on the exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And come to neutral. Okay. We're going to do a different kind of thread the needle. So I'm going to take the outside arm, thread it under, and put your ear on the floor. Now, you're going to push your hips away from your hand. So if you're reaching with your left hand, then you push to the left. If you're reaching with your right hand, you push to the right. Once you push your hips across, you take the other arm overhead. So you have that nice long hip stretch. 5 breaths. All right, slide that arm back in. Allow it to push you up into tabletop. 2 more cat-cow. Inhale, bottom and chin up. Exhale, curl up like a cat. Inhale, bottom and chin up. Don't let your body or your legs move back. Come to neutral. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. You push your arm under. You let your hips sway toward the bottom arm side and reach forward with the opposite arm. So you're kind of a curve. And give me 5 breaths. Nice. Slide that hand in. Push yourself back up. And we're going to go back into child pose. Parallel legs to begin. Sit behind you. Walk the arms forward. So the emphasis is back more than forward. So we sit back first. And then walk those arms forward. Drop your shoulders, please. Now you're going to come up a little bit and give yourself a little bit of bend in the elbow as you push one leg back into a flex and then sit back into child pose. Now rock forward, take that leg across to the corner of the mat or beyond, and then sit straight back again. Don't let your body sway toward the leg. Push that foot into the floor. Push off, bring it back. Sit back into straight child pose again. And then we'll do the other side. All right. Coming a little bit of a lift. Push your foot back into a flex. And then sit back again. Bring yourself back up, cross the leg over, and sit straight back again. Push off, bring it back, come back to tabletop, and circle your glutes 8 times in one direction. Good. Pull that belly in every time. And then reverse. Good. You know where we're going. Downward facing dog. Toes into the floor. Lift yourself up. And then once you're up, I want you to bend your knees down and then just let that glute go all the way to the ceiling. Push those hands into the floor. We're going to just hold this because love it. And it's a combination of all the things that help us. Breathing. All right, we're taking one leg up. And we're going to bend it. Reach it all the way back. Keep your arms even. We're going to lower it, drive it between those two hands, and come on down into our lunge. Our low lunge right here. So you're coming forward. We're going to do a bunch of different things here. You can flatten that foot out. Come forward. Just hold that for now. Now, I want you to rotate into the thigh that's forward and lift your arm up. Look up toward it. Lower down inside of that arm. Walk yourself all the way over and lower your elbows to the floor right here. So it's in front of the knee that's on the floor. Mine's about 2 feet away. And then push yourself up. And we're going to come into the split. Now we're going to do something different with the split today. I should have started with the other side. You can do the split up here. Very cool stuff. Stay right here for the split, or you can come back onto that leg and do your split down here. And then I can't do it on this side, I can do it on the other side. Then bring your chest inside the leg forward. Then slide your hand into your instep and reach up to the other side. Stay in that split. Good. It's going to take a little bit of balance, but that's okay. And then bring both hands down and back to our tabletop. All right. So before we go to the other side, we're going to kick our hips toward our rib cage. 2. So you're wiggling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, back to our downward facing dog. Again, bend those knees generously, push that up. You got it. We're going to breathe here. And now for that leg stretch, take it all the way up, bend it, turn it out. A nice long hip lift. Keep the arms even. Driving that foot forward in between those hands, coming down to your lifted low lunge, and you're right here. This for 5. Roll the shoulders down and back. Then we come down and rotate toward that side, bringing our arm up, looking at it. Lowering that arm and over onto the lowering, almost into child pose right here, pushing back, kind of the same activity. Back up to center, go into your split wherever you can go. So on this side, I can go all the way back, doesn't hurt my knee, and then drop my chest forward inside the leg. And here is where we turn toward the other side. Yeah. And lower your hands down, curl yourself up, and then either sit all the way down from your split or unfold your legs so that you're in a forward fold position. Lift up out of your sit bones. You want to draw those legs back, get your head over your tailbone. We're going to start with a scooty forward fold first, and then we're going to go into single leg work. So that means we're bringing the legs up, right? And as we walk them out, chest stays attached to it, right? And then we're all the way down. Drop your shoulders. And then 2 more breaths. And then put your hands into the floor and curl yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. Take one leg over the other, and you bring yourself in. Nice. Again, we have to always keep conscious of the shoulders. They always want to protect us. They cave around us whenever we feel stress. So just be careful. And then curl yourself up. Make sure you're still up on your sit bones. Over to the other side. Roll it down. And let's do another great therapeutic stretch to just open up before we go on to the next segment. So one leg in, the other leg out. This always feels so good for the opener. And lower yourself back down. Over to the other side, same stretch. It's like, when we do intermittent bridges to get that very kind of balancing and aligning and grounding lift. This one does the same. And then bring yourself down. We're going down to our Sphinx position. So you're coming down into, and I want you to grab your leg before you do this. Come down into, your arm is under your shoulder, and you're bringing that quad back. We have to acknowledge that we have many, many sides and insertion points in our hip. So if we think about working the hip out as only working the side, then we're not doing anything for our hips that we're not doing all that we can do for our hips, right? All right, and release that down. Grab the other one. Sometimes you have to come on your side to grab them or use a strap. Sometimes people get cramps in this position. If that's you, release it immediately, massage it, and then come back. Beautiful. Release it down. Make yourself fluid and long in the back. Bring your elbows beside your waist and come up into your cobra position. Eyes head on the floor. Don't drop your hip. Nice, nice long arms. Nice fluid body. Toes together, knees apart. And sit back into child's pose. Great. Bring yourself around to your back onto the floor. And separate everything. We'll do 4 breaths before we move on. So, pushing your feet into the floor. Push your toes into the floor. That's where I want the focus to be on the power in the hips. So, of course, we're going to use our transverse abdominals, etc. But we're not trying to focus on the glutes as much as this power, right? So let's take that vertebrae at a time until we get all the way up to the heart. Good. We'll do 4 of these. You can see I'm holding it for 15 seconds or 5 breaths, and then bring it back down. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Make sure that when you're at the top, you are breathing, not holding your breath all the way up behind the heart. And we have 2 more. Bring it down vertebrae by vertebrae. Let it spread. I love that feeling when it's very melty at the bottom. All right, take it up again on your big exhale. Lift, lift, lift. Pull up. We only have 1 more after this. Take it down. Let it spread. And last one, big inhale and exhale. And then lower it back down. And I always like to do a sequence that's more active at the end of this exercise stuff, so the exercise stretch, so that we can get out into the world. So we're going to bring those legs up to begin, and you're going to take one leg and circle it around 8 times. Always breathing. Keep that other part of your body aligned to the front, and then reverse. Good. Pull that belly in, of course. Get extra Pilates here. Get extra core work. All right, other side. I like holding my leg in place, but if you can do without holding, that's even better. It's also how the pillow helps. I don't know where the pillow is right now. It also helps stabilize you. And reverse. Oh, that feels so good. Feels good in my obliques. Bonus. Little bonuses. All right, put one leg down. Let's do this one. The other one has the heel on top of it, right? You're going to drop it away from the top leg toward the lower. Put that nice stretch out of that again. Inhale, exhale, and then to the other side. It gets hips on both sides. It's really a nice stretch. I mean, just this teeny tiny little adjustment of putting the heel on the knee really creates that extension. And bring it back up with those legs side by side. The other side, heel, going toward the bottom leg first. Side rest. Nice. And then bring it up. And then over to the other side. And then bring it back to center. Legs are both tabletop. You're going to take one out to star and one across your shoulder. That means the star one is at a diagonal. So you're actually taking it toward the corner of your mat. Bring it back to center, and we're going to do bicycle with one leg. You can hear all kinds of clicking. Never change the center first. We're not done with this side yet. So that hip saying, oh my goodness, what did you do to me today? That's what mine's saying. Now bring it up and grab it with the other hand. And just bring it across a little bit. Like, I don't know, if you're looking straight up to the corner of your mouth, the other corner of your mouth, or over toward your ear. Release it down to diagonal. Bring the other leg up and across over to your shoulder. Bring it to center, and you're doing a cycle outwards. You know, everything feels weird. Don't forget to cross that midline first. Yeah. Just one little activity, little control. And then take it over to that opposite ear, whatever you can do. It's going to lift off the ground a little bit. That's okay. Bring it back to center. Bring those knees together. We're going to take ourselves around the downward facing dog and up to standing. So get yourself back into tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Push yourself to the ceiling. Push your glutes back. Lifted. Chest back toward thighs. Pedal forward for 8, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Push back again. Walk it in. Hang. Halfway lift. Curl it all the way up. You're not done yet. Take your legs a little bit wide. And we're going to do a leg swim. So if you need to hold on to something for this, that's fine. Your leg's going to go up. It's going to go out. Oops. Oh, it's my first one, right? Out and in. So swing it in and out. Yeah. 4. Good. 5. Perfect. 6. 7. Get your head over your tailbone. 8. Bring it down. Other side. Lift up. 1. In and out. 2. 3. 4. Good job. 5. 6. Here we go. 7 and 8. Go super wide. Come on down. Little turnout. Come on down. Down as low as you can go. Let them drop. Rock back and forth. Push into your thighs. Push your hands onto your thighs. Bring yourselves out. We're going to kick it out for our final two. Instead of washing machine, we're going to kick 1, these are 2, 3, and my mat 4, nice, 5, good, 6, get yourself ready for the day, 7, and 8, and level that down. Get yourself a little bouncy, breathe it up 3 times. Take it up and down, 2 more, up and down, and last time. Thank you everybody for coming to stretch hips and back. Hope you enjoyed.